Good morning, students. This is chapter number 10, Wave Optics. And we have already gone through the topics Huygens principle and the medium considered by the Huygens. Huygens assumed our atmosphere is made of ether particles, right? And form a theory that is called wavefront theory. And from this wavefront theory, we can explain the various phenomena of light. For example, reflection of light, refraction of light, interference, diffraction, and polarization. Right? The wave optics is different from the ray optics. In ray optics, the size of the particle is bigger than the wavelength of light. But in wave optics, the size of the particle is comparable or less than the size of the particles. The wavelength is smaller or the wavelength of light is greater or equal to the size of particles. Means particles are very fine. So from this theory, Huygens wavefront theory, we can successfully explain the reflection of light and refraction of light. So first of all, reflection of light. Students, you know that for reflection there should be a reflecting surface. Now in ray optics, the ray of light incident at the surface and bounce back in the same medium. But in the wave theory, we will consider the wavefront. Now there is a plane wavefront which get incident at this surface. Now AB is incident wavefront, right? We will not talk about the ray. We will talk about the wavefront. Now AB is a plane wavefront. If there is a plane wavefront, the rays should be parallel to each other, right? But we are considering only the wavefront. The AB wavefront incident at the reflecting surface, and after reflection we get a reflected wavefront CD. Means the A point of the AB wavefront already incident at the surface, but B part of the wavefront is going to incident at the surface. So B point of the wavefront incident at point C, at the same time A get reflected and reached at the point B. It means BC is equal to AD, right? Now we have to draw the normals and angle of incidence and angle of reflection, right? So there are two normals, one at point A and another at point C. Now the angle between incident ray and normal is I. These are the incident rays, so they are making an angle I, right? So this is angle of incidence. And angle of reflection is this one, which is making by the reflected ray, but we are drawing the angle of reflection here. This is the angle of reflection. Now see, by geometry you can prove that this angle is I, so angle BAC is also I. Similarly, angle of reflection, so angle angle DCA should be also equal to R, right? Now we have to prove I is equal to R. This is the law of reflection, right? Now in the point B incident at point C, at the same time A reaches at point B. So the time taken by the ray from B to C is equal to from A to D, right? The A point reaches at point D in the same time as B point reaches at C point, and that time is T. Means time taken is T, right? Now we can say that BC is equal to AD. This BC is equal to AD, and that will be C into T. C means speed of light. Speed of light into time taken. Since the time taken is T, so C into T is equal to distance. So BC is equal to CT, AT is equal to CT, it means BC equal to AD, right? If these two sides are equal and these angles are right angle, means 90-degree angle, so we can write it as angle ABC is equal to angle ADC. These two angles, one and this is second angle, right? So we can prove that the AC side is common in both the triangle. If AC side is common, then triangle ABC and triangle ADC are congruent, right? If these triangles are congruent, it means the angle I is equal to angle R. So this is the law of reflection. So we can prove the laws of reflection with the help of wavefront theory, Huygens wave theory, right? Now we will prove the refraction of light. Refraction is the phenomena in which light travels from one medium to another transparent medium, right? Now see, this is the pair of media. The yellow one is denser medium, and above this denser medium, this is rarer medium. In rarer medium, the speed of light is c, and the absolute refractive index of rarer medium is mu1. Whereas in denser medium, the speed of light is v, and the absolute refractive index is mu2. Right? Now, a plane wave front incident at this surface. This AB is plane wave front. Right? Now, the wave front incident at this interface and get refract. Right? Now, what will be the refracted wavefront? Now see, rays of light and wavefront are perpendicular to each other, right? So we can draw a normal from C to this ray, refracted. Now draw the normals. The angle between incident ray and normal is angle of incidence. Now angle of refraction. Now angle of refraction is this one. Although this angle is also an angle of refraction, but we are taking here angle of refraction R. Now if this angle is I, so angle BAC should also be I. And if this angle is R, so this angle also should be R. Right? Now we will compare these two triangles. Now in this case, BC is not equal to AD, since in the denser medium speed of light decreases. So AD distance is smaller than BC. In previous case, reflection of light, the reflected ray and incident ray are in same medium, so distances were equal. But in this case, distances are different. Now assume that there is time t taken by B to reach at C and A to D. So we can write from this right angle triangle ABC, we can write sin I is equal to perpendicular by hypotenuse. Now perpendicular is BC and hypotenuse is AC. So BC is equal to speed into time, and speed is C. So we can write C into T divided by AC. This is equation 1 for sin I. Now in second right angle triangle is triangle CDA. This CD and A. The angle D is 90 degree. So we can write sin R is equal to AD. This is perpendicular divided by hypotenuse. So AD divided by AC. Now what will be AD? In this denser medium, the speed of light is V. So we can write V into T divided by AC, right? Now, we can divide equation 1 by equation 2. When we divide equation 1 by equation 2, we get sin I by sin R is equal to C by V, speed of light in rarer medium to the speed of light in denser medium. And this constant is nothing but a refractive index of denser medium with respect to rarer medium. This is the Snell's law. And in refraction, there is Snell's law exists. So Snell's law is applicable in this phenomena. It means this is refraction. So we can also explain the refraction of light with the help of Huygens principle, means wave theory. So we can explain laws of reflection and laws of refraction with the help of wave theory, right? Now, behavior of plane wavefront in concave mirror, convex mirror, convex lens, concave lens and prism. Now see, there is a plane wavefront incident in all these cases. What will happen? Now in first case, there is a concave mirror. Now if parallel rays incident at this concave mirror, it get focused at focal point. So incident wavefront is plane wavefront, but the refracted wavefront is spherical, since these are converging rays. In case of convex mirror, parallel rays incident and then get diverged, but it appears to meet at focal point. So incident wavefront is again plane wavefront, but the reflected wavefront is spherical, since these rays are diverging, right? So they are virtually meeting at a point. In case of convex lens, parallel rays incident at convex lens and converge at the focal point. So incident wavefront is plane, but the refracted wavefront is spherical. In case of concave lens, parallel beam of light incident at this diverge, but virtually meeting at its focal point. So incident wavefront is plane wavefront, but the refracted wavefront is again spherical, right? Now in case of prism, the parallel rays incident at one refracting surface and refracted rays are also parallel beam of light. So there is plane wavefront, plane incident wavefronts and plane refracted wavefronts, right? So this is all about all these phenomena, right? Thank you very much.